Hello everyone and welcome to another mass session. Delighted today to be joined by Lou Kiwanuka, founder of the Shaper Group, vice chair of ESSA and newly elected chair of the Event Industry Alliance. How are you today, Lou?
Yes, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, never better. Lou, obviously big week. You've just been announced as the new chair of the EIA. We like to keep things self-contained. Hoping maybe you could kick us off really with a bit of an overview about what the Event Industry Alliance actually is and what your new role is and what's your sort of focus really for the duration of your tenure.
Yeah, sure. So the EIA consists of ESSA, the AEO and the AEV, so the contractor and suppliers, part of the exhibition and event community, the venues and the organisers. And so the EIA wraps those three associations up into one. And our role over the last, forever, is making sure that the three parties are talking to each other, that we're at a table together, explaining our pain points and our best bits, and trying to kind of make our industry as seamless as possible. So obviously, when this all happened, going back a few months now, just the mere fact that the EIA was a table that three people from the three different sectors were sitting at automatically fast-tracked a whole bunch of work. We were able to get an overview very quickly as to where each association's pain points were, factor that into our lobbying into government. And since this has happened, our key role within the industry has been to take that message into government and directly into DCMS.
So what then is that message? I know to most people it might sound obvious, but actually when you drill down onto a more granular level, it becomes a little bit murkier, I guess. What is the sort of overarching message from the Alliance right now to government?
Well, I think it's probably more important to say kind of what it's been, because it's an ever-changing beast. It's obviously started with trying to get events up and running again, and the EIA were the driving force behind the test event a couple of months ago. And our main focus for a period of time was about getting our businesses back up and running. Obviously, as time is going on, that's now changed towards support for the industry while we can't go ahead, and the funding that our industry needs, the support, the recognition of where our industry sits and our pain points, again keeping going in terms of pushing for a message of when we can go live, but also things like confidence in our industry. Kind of gaining that point that 6 months out from an event is when we need to know whether we can run an event.
Absolutely, that's the question on everyone's mind at the moment. I guess, a lot of people might be asking, are we actually, forgive the expression, landing the punches? Is the message getting through to government, do you think? Are they actually beginning to pay attention to the economic power of what the exhibition sector actually does bring to the UK economy every year?
Well, up until the Prime Minister said the other day that we were worth 84 billion on air, it felt like we weren't. But obviously that message is there. The problem is that it's not going anywhere. It's not in the whole scheme of the nation's problems right now. It's still not packing enough of a punch to land the results we need it to land. I think we live in quite a kind of narrow community, a narrow industry, and our pain feels very real and very strong outwardly to the rest of the world. Can they see our pain? I think that's where our problem is. The man on the street doesn't know where our pain is.
So lots of people are getting desperate now, and it's a really stressful time out there, and a lot of people are just staring down the barrel. We're seeing lots of businesses go to the wall, and it's a devastating scene out there. What can the industry do, business owners, people out there on the ground do to help amplify the message to hopefully change this government view?
So the associations are doing their thing, but there are only a small number of people all going on and spending all their time, every minute of every waking day and more, taking that message into government. It's our job now as individuals, as business owners, as employers, as employees, to start making sure we, like you say, do amplify that message. There's a few things you can do. First of all, writing to your MP in real words, not take the templates that are out there, but adapt them and make them your message. Make sure that MP knows what your real pain point is, because you are a voter in his or her constituency, and they are definitely viewing our issue with a stronger outcome than going direct into government. Secondly, I think we can all make a difference in our own villages and towns and cities where we live, not just in terms of exhibitions, but the broader event sector. So the recent Light It Red campaign, our village, the events people in our village got together, and there were 30 households that were affected by the loss of events in a tiny, tiny village in Sussex, and we lit our homes red. All my neighbours now understand that our village is heavily affected by the loss of the events industry, and taking that message in a visual way, in a strong way, to your neighbours is as powerful a message as we can all send.
Absolutely right. And write to your local journalists, regional broadcasters, and if you try your luck with the national press as well, getting the media on side is so crucial, because at the end of the day, that's what really dictates government attitude and policy. Lou, I wanted to kind of wrap up really with with the Ops Nest. You've been great at getting communities together and just bringing people together for knowledge exchange and for education, for innovation, and that's what we do. That typifies what the events industry is all about. So can you give us a bit of an overview of what the Ops Nest actually is? And I know you had your most recent one on the 15th of October. What were any key takeaways from that session?
So yes, so the Ops Nest came out of something I did throughout lockdown called Ops in Lockdown. Every Tuesday we just got together as an ops community, contractors, venues, organisers, and exchanged information. We had a Let's Talk with an Expert. At the end of lockdown, we turned that into a membership subscription model. And so every Tuesday since August, a group of operational professionals have been meeting together online. We do a masterclass, which is about education. And then we also do meetups and Ops on Tour. So we did, yesterday, we brought the restaurant guidance to life, and to adapt and see what we could bring to the table with a non-event over lunch in a COVID-safe environment, with 100 people there, with content, exhibitor products, and more importantly, it was a moment where the industry came together and we shared some food together. We shared some chats on our tables of 6. And yeah, tried a different format, because all the while we can't put stands into an exhibition hall doesn't mean we can't be bringing something into the world.
Absolutely, and that's what we do, bringing people together. There's no substitute for it. Lou, I appreciate you are very busy, so I won't take up any more of your time. Thank you so much for, I say stopping by, I'm not quite sure what the vernacular is these days, but thanks for chatting to us.